Jonty, it was defeat in the end. Whitehaven 16, Toulouse 26. But it'd have to be a pretty weird set of results for your side not to secure your championship status tomorrow. It's still a nervy weight, but just get your thoughts on that game and the effort your side put in.
Yeah. The effort was brilliant, wasn't it? I thought, I thought Toulouse threw a lot at us. A bit disappointing in the second try they got, but that's something for me to ever look at. But I thought overall the effort, especially late on when the lads were out on the feet, I thought overall that the effort was brilliant, mate. And 10 points at the start of the day, I think that would have done us. I was disappointed I was 10 points because they got that try late on to make it, we were 6 points down, you know what I mean? So I do think, can you see both them teams winning tomorrow? You never know, it's rugby. I would like to think not, and I like to think the lads have put enough effort in today to get us over the line.
But it is still a case of wait and see. Obviously, you've been moaned in previous weeks about sort of skill errors and discipline, and there was only a little error or two out there today, but it was a much better performance overall than what you've seen from your side in previous weeks.
Yeah, our penalty count recently, that's why we've been in this bit of a rut. Our penalty count has been really low. Sometimes there's one or two penalties. I think today was only one. Was it two? Two penalties today, but even our errors were really down. But it's when we needed to build a bit of pressure in that first half. We talked about it at half time when we were in good ball. We went into touch on tackle 3. We were kicking early on tackle 3 and 4. When maybe we should have tried to keep the ball off a bit more and build a bit more pressure. Because as you've seen, especially in the second half, I thought Callum Phillips was outstanding today. I thought he terrorised that left-hand side of ours at their right-hand side, but sometimes a couple of our players went on the same wavelength. But that's Callum for you. He's a great lad player. But yeah, take 10 points, long wait, and hopefully one of them boys will get beat tomorrow.
So as it sort of stands, your side are on minus 327 points difference. Both Keighley and Swinton find themselves on minus 322. Essentially what you need is one of them sides to be defeated by more than a converted try, and you find yourself safe tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. And Halifax are fighting for 6th spot place, and I believe London's got to win by a considerable margin to get a home draw. So 20 points to London, I think that's what the difference is. They've got to win by. They've done that all year on teams, so hopefully they do it tomorrow. But there's no doubt, we've fought hard today. There's no doubt Swinton will fight hard at Halifax and also Keighley at London. So we shouldn't be in this position. We are, and this is what we're suffering for, because how we've been. We've got to suffer this next 24 hours, mate, and hopefully the rugby gods will line up and we'll get out of jail.
And just looking back on today's game and more on that, Jamie Dornan finally gets that long-awaited try he's been waiting for. He gets it at the Kells end. I've said it all so often in the last few weeks. Jamie Dornan's still searching for that try. He's been ever so close to the line. Your halfback's finally been able to get over the line there.
Yeah, he's a threat, isn't he, when he's running, and that's why I wanted Jamie, because I know he's got that in him, and he has got that running threat as well as his rugby brain. But I was pleased for him, especially in the Kells end, getting over, and he's off the nudie as they call it. But fair play to Jammer, he deserved that try, because really, if I'd had a full squad, Jammer isn't really fully fit today. He's ill, you know what I mean? So he's took the field. He isn't the best. You've seen late on there, last 20 minutes, he was out on his feet. He's been up all night. He's coughing. He's spewing. So fair play to Jammer for putting his hand up, mate.
And like you say, you've mentioned your side have done it tough again in recent weeks. You haven't had the likes of Ryan King. You haven't had the Guy Graham. You haven't had a few others who obviously left earlier in the season. You've only played 16 this afternoon. Will Groves was made on the bench, but never made it on your field. You said it wasn't ideal having a full-back centre or winger on the bench, but despite all that, despite all what they've had to go through this season, your side have still put themselves in a position to find themselves playing championship rugby next season.
Yeah, and I have got to forget about the last few weeks and concentrate on today, because the effort areas that are today and the desire, I thought it's enough to keep us in this league with a bit of luck. If they get repaid for their effort today, mate, we will be in this league. But it isn't about, it's what Swinton and Keith are doing. But yeah, I had a crack with Will at the end of the game, just too tight to make a positional change when there was no need for it, especially when my middles were tired, and obviously we lost Ross with a bit of a rib injury early on, so I wasn't sure if Ross could go back on. But yeah, they just kept turning up. They don't do it easy, man. The couple of errors late on where we were trying to chase the game when 6 points defeat would have done us, but we chased the game, and a couple of errors. But it is what it is, and I can't speak highly enough for the effort today.
And what's your plans for tomorrow then? Do you sit and refresh social media out there? Do you go out and try and forget about it? What's the plan?
I'll be doing both, mate. Me and my coach and stuff are going out for a few beers, well deserved, because I'm a bit more grey and a few less hairs in there at the start of the year. So yes, we will be going out, but I will be scrolling come 3 o'clock, mate. And I just look at 5. I don't think I can wait till 5 o'clock, Jordan. But it is what it is. What happened will happen, and we'll have to deal with the consequences, whether it's preparing for Championship or preparing for League One. It is what it is, and we just got to get on with it.
Jonty, thank you very much for your time after today's game. Quickly, as always, thank you very much for your time throughout the season, and hopefully we'll catch up with yourself in a few weeks for the Cumbria game.
Thank you and all, Jordan. Cheers, mate.